might at first imagine. We've been meeting a County Wicklow man who played for the visually impaired national soccer team, and he's now set himself this task of developing soccer, the beautiful game, as they say, for visually impaired young people up and down the land. Marion Malone met him as he launched his project in Limerick.
He's fat, oh crazy, he's fat, oh man. And the fat boy just rubbed him all a wee bit since he hadn't. It would take a dozen skillies, his cleats to wash him strop, since the job became a member of that terrible football club.
It's Saturday morning and these young players from all over the country have come together for the first time with two things in common. They're all football mad and they're all visually impaired.
Well, this has been about 2 years in the planning now, and we've had groups in Dublin and Munster, and today we're finally going to bring them together and give them the opportunity to try and play youth development football against Northern Ireland and England. Okay, first of all, thank you very much and welcome. My name is
Warren MacDonald from Bray in County Wicklow is himself visually impaired. He and three of his brothers have a genetic condition called Stargard's, which affects their central vision. Warren now wants these young lads to experience some of the passion for soccer and the success he experienced with the Irish visually impaired team.
I was introduced to visually impaired soccer when I was 18. And then I was given the chance to play in different countries and different continents. So thankfully I took the opportunity and was lucky enough to play 18 times for Ireland.
Senan, will you work with Senan, Tommy? Tommy's going to work with you, Senan, right? This is probably one of the first times he's done it with a proper B1 player, so the two of you will learn together anyway, all right?
Over 15,000 people in Ireland are blind or visually impaired, and B1 players are those who are totally blind. But with special help, they too can experience the joy of the beautiful game.
So the ball has had ball bearings inserted in it, and so when it's hit or rolls or shaken or kicked or headed, they make a sound, and the players then can register the sound and know where the ball is.
The category these guys are in are B2, B3. That means blind 2, blind 3. To make it simple, like when anybody gets their eyes tested, these guys can probably only see the top two lines, so the biggest letter and then the second two letters on the second line, and that's probably it.
The Republic of Ireland has a visually impaired team to participate in European and international events, but currently there's no bank of younger players to feed into the system.
It's getting to the stage where no new players are coming through. It's not so easy to identify a kid or an adult who is visually impaired playing 11-side soccer because they don't look any different than anyone else. There is a need for young kids to come through, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to lay down the foundations of a development plan which will bring kids through year on year.
Without this programme, our international squads won't get the feed through of players and us to inform players about what potentially is there for them from an international point of view. And it fits in then very well, obviously, with our Football for All programme, which covers all disabilities. And through my job, we create opportunities for children and adults with disabilities to access football in their local area as much as possible.
There's also a problem with awareness among mainstream soccer clubs as to just how able and talented visually impaired players can be.
People who are in charge of soccer clubs may think that visually impaired means weak. It certainly doesn't. I mean, hopefully you'll see later on how effective a visually impaired player can be in mainstream soccer. Some of the lads that are out there now are playing and will continue to play, and some of them will play every week. And parents of fully sighted kids will complain that why is this fella playing all the time? Simply because his manager thinks he has decent ability. It's not about his eyesight.
As the day progresses, it's obvious that these young guys are bonding both from a sporting and a social perspective.
I met an African guy maybe a year ago now, and we were doing sessions, and he asked me, have I ever met anyone like him? He's African, but he's an albino. And I said, I'm sorry mate, I haven't. And then lo and behold, a couple of months later I was in Kildare doing a session, and I met another guy, and I went over and I asked him would he like to come along, and today them two guys have met for the first time, and they're out there having a right crack together.
So what's the verdict on the day?
It was grand, it was very enjoyable, and it's good to get playing football during the summer, you know, when the season's over and all that.
Well, I thought it was a very good day, very inclusive, especially with the children who have problems, and he enjoyed it immensely.
Did you meet new friends?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And how would you describe the whole day like?
Amazing. It was fantastic.
Well, I'd like to see more days like this, and for the team that the lads want to start off, for it to get up and running as soon as possible.
My dream in 5 years' time would be to have an adult B1 soccer team. So for totally blind adults to be playing soccer. Maybe in the 2016 Olympics, when you finally get to stand for your national anthem, it really is what everyone says it is. It's amazing. So I'd like to see a couple of them fulfil that dream and continue to improve blind and vision impaired soccer in Ireland every year, because it's happening in other countries and we want to compete at that level all the time.
Well, another innovative